tonight's edition of USL League One After Dark here on planet Earth. We head to the town of Fresno, the raisin production capital of the country, where perennial postseason predators Greenville Triumph visit bottom feeders Central Valley Fuego. Well, my name's Ross Davenport, unfortunately not Sir David Attenborough. Welcome you to tonight's game here in the San Joaquin Valley. Here's a look at the updated standings. Union Omaha with a massive 4-1 win earlier tonight over the Charlotte Independence, a hat-trick by Steven DeSantos in this one. And what that does is, it means Greenville now hold their destiny with 3 games remaining. They win those 3, no matter what Charlotte does in their final game. Greenville would get the 4 seed and a home quarter-final. As for Central Valley, just praying for pride at this point. So Fuego come into this one, 4 straight losses a mark. Unfortunately, they've reached 3 times already this season. They've been leaking goals at an alarming rate, as you can see there. They've only scored 2 goals themselves in the last 4. They're on their 3rd coach, 4th goalkeeper of the season. Injuries to key players have really derailed any chance of taking anything from this 2023 campaign. But this is their final home match of the season, so hopefully they can give their loyal home fans something to cheer about tonight. Well, stick around. We're only minutes away from kickoff here at Fresno State. Right back with the starting 11s and the opening whistle in this matchup between Central Valley and Greenville. USL League One on ESPN+.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back here to Fresno as we get ready for this one between Central Valley and Greenville. This is the 3rd meeting between these 2 sides this season, and Greenville has come out on top in both of them. See if they can make it a hat-trick tonight. But before we get to that, let's take a look at our lineups for tonight. First of all, for the home team, 2 changes for Coach Edison Gonzalez. Out go Billy Forbes and Mohamed Dabo. In come David Diaz and Sharif Da. Still no Viljan Bijev, no Maximus Ek, no Kudus Lawal. So a lot of offensive talent missing for the home team tonight, who have lost 4 straight coming into this one. As for the Greenville Triumph, the visitors tonight, coached by John Harks. 3 changes for the visitors. Lucas Coutinho, Noah Frankie also out, as well as Leonardo Castro, who's out tonight with a yellow card accumulation. He just missed the 1 game. He'll be back for the next one on the road at Chattanooga on the weekend. In come Jacob Lavovitz up top. Lion McKinnon will sit in that midfield, and Nate Schultz will play a little bit of wingback here on the right. You also see on the bench there Devin Boyce. He returns to the 18 after missing last game due to a yellow card suspension of his own. And we're nearly ready to go here. Our referee tonight, Gabriel Ciampi. As you mentioned in the pregame, Greenville, they can't clinch a playoff spot tonight, but they can certainly take a giant step towards it. If they win tonight, They'll need to hope Tormenta lose against Omaha this weekend. That would clinch a playoff spot for the Triumph. Tormenta is the team chasing them. Greenville's magic number is 5. That's a combination of Greenville points picked up as well as Tormenta points dropped. So 3 tonight plus 2 dropped by Tormenta. Excuse me, 3 dropped. Actually 2 dropped. They're tied. Tormenta would have to win this weekend. Anyway, still a tight race. Greenville on 43 points. Tormenta 2 points back. So win tonight will put them up 5 points. And they will start 2 games left, as do Tormenta. It's going to be a great race. Madison obviously right there in the mix as well. Talk about all of that more later when we see how this one plays out. There is one to watch tonight. Jacob Labovitz, second-year man out of Virginia Tech. Had a superb rookie campaign. Had those 11 goals in 12 games last year. Hasn't quite found the form this year. Only his 12th start of the season tonight in place of Castro. Did have the winner in the game between these two sides earlier this season. 95th minute, that was back in June. And we're underway here from California. Ross Davenport with you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Both teams going with the 3 at the back this evening. Greenville have been using that quite a bit lately, not so much for Central Valley. Well, it looks like they may be setting up early as Nate Schultz takes an early putt shot from distance. Fuego did list themselves as a back 3, so that's exactly what happens. Cromwell, Deleuze, and Lemus. Jesse Williams was the wild card. Well, he is there at center back tonight, so they were playing some tricks on us with the usual 4-4-2 for Central Valley. Sort of a 3-1, well, 3-2-4-1 for John Harkes and Greenville, coming off that 2-0 loss against NOCO. That was on Friday night. John Harkes said he thought they played reasonably well, just gave up those 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes, and a team with offensive struggles like Greenville of late, coming back from a 2-0 deficit, is not easy to do. Here is Cromwell now. His ball in cleared away by Brandon Fricke, who somehow still doesn't have a yellow card on the season, if you can believe that, as a center back. That's an amazing stat. Discipline, certainly a key for John Harkes, always with his squads. He said he might be able to take advantage of Fuego's lack of discipline perhaps tonight, especially in the transition. We'll see how that goes. As this ball forward is wayward and goes all the way through to Paul Lewis. I mentioned the 4th goalkeeper being used this season by Fuego. This is his 4th straight start. He's allowed 8 goals in those first 3 starts. Former Sounders youth. Charleston Battery, spent some time on loan with South Georgia Tormenta, did not play for them. Also played for the Michigan Stars in NISA. Central Valley taking the lead in their last 2 games. We're going to have a foul for a late challenge here. Yeah, Central Valley has took the lead in their last 2 games. Frittered it away. It's down here is Sheriff DA. Came back from a knee injury, didn't make his debut till late August. A man from Senegal. Mentioned 4 goalkeepers, 3 managers. Martin Vasquez was the first one, Adam Smith second, and then he went back to take his sporting director role back and handed the reins off to Edison Gonzalez, who's the interim manager at the moment. We'll see what they decide to do in the offseason. Certainly try to find somebody permanent. Here come Fuego now into the final third. It's a nice little back heel there. Ball's played back for Carrera Garcia on his right foot, out wide again. Cross left a lot to be desired. We'll go out for a goal kick.
Goal kick for the Triumph.
Trevor Ammon with a brace against Greenville on Friday night. John Harkes said that first goal was onside. There was some views. We had a couple of views from the 2 cameras, and we weren't really sure if he was onside, but he said Evan Lee was just a little late to step up. That left Ammon onside. He finished past Mazzola, who did get a good piece of that shot. He said they started really well. He said their ideas and tactical approach were good. Just lacked that threat on frame. Only 2 shots on goal. And that loss for Greenville. We have a collision in the middle of the park here as Jacob Labovitz clashed with Jesse Williams. Williams signed in late July, the man from Trinidad. Sheriff Diaz skips past Walker and Schultz. Gets the ball back. Nice little run here by Sheriff Diaz. Out wide now. Ball is in. A little back flick try there, but it goes out for a Greenville throw. I think that might have been Alexis Cerritos. John Hark said is Fuego's best player. So it'll be interesting to see where he ends up this offseason. Schultz now. Schultz was a fixture at fullback, so John Harks went to this three at the back, quite comfortable at the wing back position, especially defensively. He doesn't get forward too often. He did more as a fullback than perhaps as a wing back. He would certainly be asked perhaps to drop back and create a back forward tonight if necessary, as Labovitz forces Lewis wide. Said he's looking for ways of bringing more energy, creativity, urgency from his players. Chance here for Fresno on the break. There's a shot just wide of the far post. That was David Diaz in that right channel. Some early concern here for Greenville. It's been some space for this Fuego side early on here. Some good pace to get by Polak. That one wasn't far past the far post or from Zahir Vasquez's foot. Diaz, the California native, is only 19 years old. Hasn't played a ton lately in this season. Schultz goes down under the challenge of DA, and that will be a free kick for Greenville. Greenville only 3 wins in their last 9. They've just been hanging around in that 5-6 spot. Just trying to make the playoffs again for a 5th straight season. 2 championship game appearances, both losses. Their USL League One title came in the COVID year. They were supposed to play Union Omaha in the championship game, but Omaha came down with a case of COVID. And Greenville were handed the title due to their first place finish. Deservedly so. Offside here. This is David Diaz's first start since late April. He's only got 5 sub appearances. Obviously, Central Valley trying to see what they've got here, as that ball is played behind Labovitz and Falk will come away with it. Central Valley management surely trying to take a look at as many players as they can here late on. We'll see if Maximus Eck comes back next season or goes off to UCLA, where he's committed. Great high school talent, scored a couple of goals earlier this season. There's Brandon Fricky in his 5th USL League One season. Started off with Lansing Ignite. Greenville since then, stalwart in the middle of that back 3. Mostly a back 4 in his career. This is Alan Gavilanes, scored his first goal of the season a couple of games ago. This one swung, that's a lovely touch by Schultz. Goes down by D8, drops it back to Evan Lee. Jamie Smith, he swings it in. At the far post there was Liam McKinnon, but he pushed off. man from Switzerland who had 4 goals in the game earlier this season. First player in League One history to do that. If you missed it earlier tonight, we did have a 3-goal game from veteran striker Steven Dos Santos as Omaha took down Charlotte 4-1 to put Omaha in first place. 2 points ahead of NCFC. As those 3 teams clear at top of everybody else, battling for that first round bye. Omaha will close with 2 road games at Tormenta and at Madison. NCFC will visit Lexington and then host Knoxville. So perhaps a slightly easier schedule for NCFC, especially with what Tormenta have riding on that match against Omaha. Here's Gavilanes now. 25 yards out, goes down. A fair challenge, says referee Ciampi. And now a chance for Fuego to break. Fricky's going to come over and close down this transition, though. And go all the way back to Mazzola. Smashes it downfield. Aaron Walker. Gets it back from Gavilanes. Greenville have shut out Central Valley in their last 3 meetings. But Jared Mazzola, even he has 1 shutout in his last 6. Here's Schultz now with acres of space here on the right. Swings the cross in, deep to the far post. Nodded away by Diaz. Gavilanes is there, but Diaz uses the jets and beats him 2 out. It's a big collision there, could have been. Polak. Here come Greenville now. That's going to be a corner kick for the visitors, the first of the night.
The first corner kick of the evening for the Greenville Triumph. Get over there in that corner of the stadium. NZ Taqueria's got their great tacos, burritos, quesadillas, quesadillas. Visit them and see what they got. NZ Taqueria in the house.
Noah Pilato over there, who's been taking a lot of the corners from this left-hand side of late, swinging them in right-footed. Gavilanes is the short option.
Taking the corner, number 5, Noah Pilato.
Noah Pilato to take 3 assists on the season. Can he make it 4? Here's the delivery. It's a decent one, but plenty of Fuego players there, and it's headed away. Chance for him to break now. Cerritos. So technically gifted with the ball at his feet. He's recently in camp with the El Salvadorian national team. And from Bowie, Maryland. 25 appearances in the USL Championship for Cerritos. Leads the team with 25 shots. He's won 78 fouls this season to lead Fuego. The next most is 29. That tells you how much attention opponents put on Alexis Cerritos and how key he is to this team's success. Here he is on the ball now. Victor Falk. That's a nice little delivery to Diaz in the channel. Diaz again on the right-hand side. Gets past Polak. Fricky's there to block the cross. Polak having a torrid time dealing with Diaz early in this one. Look at cross in. Knocked away by Pilato. Now a chance for Gavilanes to break. He's almost triple teamed over there on the far sideline. And now Greenville will go long. Looking for Aaron Walker in an advanced position. John Hark said Pilato and Lee were going to sit a little deeper tonight on the road. Giving Walker more of a free roll, which we've seen him have at times for Greenville. Heavy touch by Pilato, but he retains possession. Schultz now. His low cross is deflected by Razak Cromwell and claimed there by Paul Lewis. He had 5 sporadic starts for Charleston a couple of years ago, allowed 12 goals in those starts, did Paul Lewis. Getting a chance to audition for next season, perhaps. Fuego only 1 game left after this one. That'll be at Richmond on 2 Saturdays. They have a bye week this upcoming Saturday.
And then also don't forget they have a sale. We're at 25% off those items. Visit to see what you got Christmas. Make great gifts.
Select, the official match ball supplier of USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Cerritos here, double teamed in the corner. May have been fouled, but no call on Jamie Smith. Might hear some cowbells tonight. The fans were handed cowbells, drawstring bags, and scarves. The first 100 fans, that is, in the stadium tonight. Official charity partnership with Cancer Assistance Resource Effort. Final home game of the season here for Central Valley. You can see a good crowd on the far side. Beautiful Wednesday night in the San Joaquin Valley. Jamie Smith taking a little bit of extra liberty with the steps down the sideline. And that's turned over. It's a chance for Zahir Vasquez now. Out wide. Diaz looking for a left foot, maybe not. Back to Falk. He can shoot from distance. Looking for that backdoor ball. Try and find Omar Lamous. It will roll out for a Greenville goal kick. 15 minutes in here. Ross Davenport with you. Thanks for joining us. USL League One After Dark. Trip for these East Coast teams out west. Greenville will go straight from here to Chattanooga. Well, they will play on Saturday night. This one's lobbed in over the head of Diaz as well as Polak and into the arms of Mazzola. John Hark's deciding that it's better for the team to go straight to Chattanooga instead of staying home for just a day or two. It's a decent bus ride out there to East Tennessee. So they will head out there tomorrow. Get in there late, train on Friday, and play on Saturday. Always a tough place to play. CHI Memorial Stadium. Chattanooga have produced some results of late, obviously out of the playoff race. Here's Diaz, tracked by Schultz. No shots so far in this one. Both teams sort of feeling each other out here in the first 16 plus minutes of this one. No shots on target, I should say. One shot each wide. Fuego with the edge in possession, 60%. So Jose Carrera Garcia scored the opening goal in their last game with a penalty kick from the spot. Three goals on the season for the veteran from Mexico. Here's Polak. Can't see if he's still got his head patch on the back of his hair. Maybe we'll see second half when he's on this near side. This one will go all the way back to Lewis. Looks like he is still wearing the hair patch. Tyler Polak. Asking for a push there from referee Champy, not going to get it. It'll be a free kick for Fuego. It's been a bright start for the home side, all things considered. Smith hooks this one away. Look, the more dangerous side when they've got the ball into the final third. But here's a chance now perhaps for Gavilanes. He wins this one. He's got Schultz out wide. Decides to hold on to it. Now he looks to find Schultz, and he waited just that extra 2 or 3 seconds, and that was enough for Sharif Diaz to track back. Cromwell. That's a delightful ball. Poor first touch though from Diaz, and Polak takes advantage. Both teams looking to go long here early. McKinnon was in the vicinity, but Francois Deleuze, who left Fuego's last game midway through the first half, but apparently okay to start tonight. We didn't get a chance to chat to Edison Gonzalez this week. Deleuze, 24-year-old with 7 caps for Haiti. Normally a left back in a traditional fullback. Center back tonight has another foul here. Goes the way of Fuego. 5th foul by Greenville so far. Chance here perhaps for Victor Falk, who earned the penalty last game when he was tripped inside the box. Former Richmond kicker. Man from Sweden. Try and put this one into the danger area. Fuego are not the tallest team in the world. That was nodded away by Labovic. Chasing back. That's a beautiful bicycle kick. Acrobatic effort there by Cerritos from the edge of the box, but Jared Mazzola wasn't troubled as it flashed past his right-hand post. That's what that man can do. Lovely acrobatic effort after the head away by Labovic.
The team store is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Fuego's last victory came back on July 15th. It's a good aerial duel win there by Deleuze, but he went down holding his back. Trying to shake it off. Greenville, as always, pretty patient with their build-up. Evan Lee. Smith. Chips it ahead, looking for Schultz. Does find his feet in the end. Looks like that's going to be a foul on Jose Carrera Garcia, I think. Now a chance for Greenville to get one into the box. Carrera Garcia, the former Chattanooga man. He was the real flagship signing for this team in the offseason, and then missed the first 6 games with visa issues. As Bellado and Gavilanes stand over this one, right in front of Fuego coach Edison Gonzalez. Here's the Gavilanes delivery to the far post. Another good aerial duel win, this time by Omar Limous. Jamie Smith over there on the left-hand side. And that will be a whistle and a free kick. A lot of fouls here early on in the first half of this first half. This one might be the most dangerous free kick so far we've had tonight. Of course, Leo Castro, such an aerial threat on these set pieces, but suspended tonight due to yellow card accumulation. Bellado and Gavilanes over it. McKinnon pacing out. He'll deliver it. Lewis is there with the punch. Got enough of it. Drops to Tyler Polak. Oh, that's a delightful ball to Evan Lee. In the channel, Evan Lee now. Pulls it back. Leibovitz! My. A golden chance to give Greenville the lead, and Jacob Leibovitz puts it high into the Fresno Knight. Great work here by Evan Lee. It just bubbled slightly when it got to Leibovitz. Certainly wouldn't have been the easiest strikes. Now you look at it on replay. You saw it live, it was a golden chance wasted, but ball just bubbled up slightly before it got to Labovitz. Certainly the first great chance of this one. We remain 0-0 here in Fresno.
Thank you, Fuego fans, for soccer life ingenuity in retrieving that errant soccer ball.
Of course, John Harkes making it a habit of finding great rookie strikers. They had Lachlan McLean, Liam McKinnon this year, Labovitz last year. Finding these sniper strikers fresh out of university. It's McKinnon with 7 goals this season out of Villanova. Greenville putting a bit of pressure on here. Carrera Garcia now. That's a heavy touch. Now perhaps chance for a quick throw in and a Greenville break. Here's McKinnon. Carrera Garcia tracking back well though. It's a good challenge and the ball will just be kept in. This time Carrera Garcia just smashes it downfield. Referee was thinking about playing advantage. As Jamie Smith's leg was taken out from underneath him. Still waiting for our first shot on target in this one. 25 minutes in. Fuego 0, Triumph 0. Greenville trying something down the left here now. McKinnon. Nobody there in the 6-yard box, and then we'll go out 4. A goal kick. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club's on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. That's a heavy touch, excuse me. Diaz now. One-on-one with Polak. Lee's trying to get back in there to help, and that's a poor ball in the end from Diaz as Mazzola comes out to claim. This will be our last true midweek action of the season. There's a game on Friday. Knoxville hosting the Kickers. We'll get to that in a second. Here's Cerritos. Knoxville still just about in the playoff race. Smith smashes this one away and into the stands. One game this Friday, then 4 games next Saturday. Obviously decision day, all 6 teams playing on Saturday, October 14th. Playoffs will begin the weekend after that. Obviously 2 quarterfinals, 2 semifinals, and then the final. USL League One final will be Sunday, November 5th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. As this ball's lobbed in, Mazzola claims. USL Championship final will be the following week, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. League One standings right now. 4 teams battling for those final 2 playoff spots. 4 teams have already clinched. Here's Falk. He goes all the way across to Razak Cromwell, the man from Ghana. Inside to Cerritos. Harassed by Lee. Deleuze now. Fuego will try the left side here. Back to Cromwell where it all started. This ball's intercepted by Smith. Now a chance perhaps for Greenville to break. Labovitz. Schultz was looking for Gavilanes, but it was always going to be a very difficult pass. Excuse me, looking for McKinnon. Here's Gavilanes now. We go back to Tyler Pollock, the man with the most League One appearances without a goal. center back tonight. Normally a left fullback. Is another foul on Razak Cromwell. As Schultz goes down, clutching the top of his left foot. Nick Schultz getting his 18th start tonight. He was injured a little early this season. Signed late in the preseason last year. Plucked him from Indy 11. Made a big impact last year due to injuries at the fullback spot. John Harkes telling injuries again to start this season. Greenville got off to a slow start as a result, but have picked up the pace of late.
Explore our website now and find out how you can make a difference. www.careforcancer.health today.
Gavilanes to deliver. 7 assists on the season. That's a good ball in. It almost fell to Lee. Banging around there in the 6-yard box, eventually cleared. Fricky had a shot as well. I feel like I'm battling with this PA announcer for play-by-play duties today. Anyway, Mazzola doesn't have a big foot on him. Chooses to go to Polak instead. Another good chance for Greenville. Oof, that was a clear key foot in there by Williams, but Aaron Walker was apparently offside. Greenville allowed 12 goals in their first 5 away games this season, but have only allowed 7 in their last 9. Been much better. They haven't been scoring though, only 1 multi-goal game in their last 6. Came that 2-1 win over Richmond a couple of games ago. Goals from Gavilanes and Castro in that one. As Fricky battles down that far side with Zahir Vasquez. His 3rd straight start. He's only got 7 starts on the season, Vasquez, the 23-year-old from Utah. As many of the contracts in USL League One, 2-year with a 2nd year a team option. This is the 2nd year of this franchise's existence. So a lot of these guys perhaps playing for new deals. That's poor there from Razak Cromwell, but did he keep it? No, he didn't keep it in play, surely. Delayed whistle from referee Ciampi. Past the half-hour mark here in California. Thanks for staying with us if you're up on the East Coast. Said our last true midweek action in USL League One this season. Thank you for joining us all year on these Wednesday matches. As referee Ciampi having a word with John Harkes. It was a late whistle, that's for sure. That's probably what he's saying. He said, just let me wait till I blow it. He got there in the end. Jamie Smith down the line here. Labovitz misses the flick. It's good work there by Fricky. Walker nods it back to Polak and to Evan Lee. 3 of the guys who have been here all 5 years with John Harkes. All former FC Cincinnati guys. FC where John Harkes started his top-level coaching career. Head coaching career, I should say. Schultz into Evan Lee, who created the best chance of this game so far tonight. And he pulled it back for Labovitz, who blasted it over the bar. Really the only true golden chance in this one so far. That one's given away. Cerritos now with a chance to do something. And he does. Finds Omar Lamous in from his right centre-back spot. Here's Diaz now, cutting back inside. Still with it, Diaz deflected. And out for the first Fuego corner kick of the night. One thing you'll see with these Fuego defenders, they'll get forward any chance they can get. This corner kick brought to you by El Mexicano. Over to take it will be Victor Falk. Greenville gave up a goal on a corner last week. Trevor Ammon from Arthur Rogers from the other side. As Falk delivers this one far post. Nodded away, but not far enough by Walker. And he eventually does get it cleared out the box. And now a chance perhaps for McKinnon to break. He's got players streaming down into his right. McKinnon's going to take it on his own though. Beats the defender. Gets the cross in. Gavilanes was there, as was Lee, and that was a huge interception by Zahir Vasquez, and his goalkeeper, Paul Lewis, lets him know how grateful he was for that, because Gavilanes was waiting for it, as was Evan Lee. So now right back down the other end for a Greenville corner. Once again, Gavilanes and Pilato over. Jamie Smith scored from a corner this year. As we approach 10 minutes remaining in this first half from Fresno. Still awaiting our first shot on target. His delivery from Pilato. Smith was in the vicinity. He'll let that one roll out of play. Schultz, does he manage to keep that one in? He does. No, he doesn't. It'll be a throw in for Fuego. Fuego still hovering around the 60% possession mark. It's a nice ball wide. Lamoose looking for Falk. Pollack's there though. Walker will try to bring it down and does. Good work by the former Oglethorpe Stormy Petrel. Now a chance for Fuego to break. Diaz again. He's looking for Falk, but Fricky was there. Gavilanes swings that one over to Schultz, but he couldn't quite keep it in. Don't forget to stick around with us at halftime for some highlights from this past weekend. It's obviously as well as the first half highlights from this one. Here's Falk now. He's got the other side of Polak. Falk swings the cross and left-footed, nodded away by Fricky. Getting with a half chance to break. It's a good tackle again. Down is McKinnon. Missed some time earlier this season with an injury. A hamstring problem. This is his first start in a bit. He's been very effective off the bench line, McKinnon. Bringing some great energy. Not sure if it'll feature in news and notes at halftime, but obviously the announcement today that we are going to get another League One team in California, in Lancaster. Obviously Santa Barbara Sky as well coming next year. So it'll be quite a good presence for League One in the Golden State. So it'll be a lot less travel for these teams out west. Needs a bit more travel though for the eastern teams, but they do have a little bit of a break with as many teams as there are on the eastern seaboard. Or close to it. Here's Gavilanes. He gets his pocket pick, but there's a foul right before that by Carrera Garcia. Stopped a potentially dangerous transition opportunity for the home team. Polak. Nobody's closing him down, so he had all the way back to Brandon Fricky. Jamie Smith. A revelation he's been since coming into the starting lineup. Shook off that foot heel injury. Now a fixture in this back three for Greenville. He's again winning an aerial duel. That's a good chance for Schultz. His cross is blocked, though. Again, comes back to Schultz and then just poked away by Jose Guerrero Garcia to give his team a chance to breathe. It's been a tight affair here in this first half. Still waiting for our first shot on goal. 3 shots in total for Fuego, 2 for Greenville. Jakub Lavovitz here with one of his weapons, a long throw into the box. Brought down and turned by McKinnon is there. Pallato's there too. Ball hits a Fuego player and bounces away. Gavilanes now recovers it. Looking to take on Vasquez. His low left-footed cross is smacked away by Williams. Polak. Schultz. McKinnon, that's a beautiful turn. Cromwell recovered well though. McKinnon's still with it. He's crowded out in the end. And now here comes Dye. Dye, I should say. I'm going to pronounce his name 3 different ways tonight, I think. It's definitely Dye. As this one's hooked back by Falk into the Greenville half, where Fricky retrieves. Gavilanes trying to chase this one down, but it's shepherded out well. Only 17.3% of the action as Gavilanes gets a shove. Gavilanes still going at it with Jesse Williams. Scored an own goal last week. Referee gets in there and calms things down. Yeah, only 17.3% of the action in down this end so far. As I mentioned earlier, it was Greenville with the best chance of this game so far. Jakub Lavovitz in the 24th minute. Should have given Greenville the lead, but the ball just bobbled up on him slightly and he blasted it over the bar from 7 or 8 yards out. Pilato now. Central Valley doing a good job of flying around this midfield and shutting down the open space. Here's Jamie Smith now. Vasquez had a swipe at him, but couldn't grab the jersey. It will be a throw here for the visitors. Normally Greenville would be happy with a point away from home, but the way Fuego have played this season, 20 losses on the year. Nothing less than 3 points would be acceptable tonight, you'd have to think. Gavilanes with the ball in. McKinnon's there with a header. Flashes over another golden chance. It was marked reasonably closely by Toulouse, but McKinnon got a good head on it, but just couldn't keep it down. Only 2 shots on goal in that loss to Noco. None so far here tonight. Let's take another look at this one. Yeah, McKinnon's got to put that one on target, at least make Paul Lewis make a save. Shouldn't be a ton of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Good work by Polak. Oh, referee with the late whistle. Polak head in his hands. He's going to keep his mouth shut. I thought he did a good job there. Getting to that ball first for the Fuego player, who is now down. So Omar Lemus, I think, on that far side. Here's another look at it here. I mean, Polak just stood his ground. I'm not sure what more he could do there. Lemus just ran into him. Not going to change his call at this point. Here's Cromwell. Inside to Cerritos. That's good work by him. Back to, excuse me, that's Dai, he turns it over. Now a chance for Greenville to get on the transition. Gavilanes drops it off for Walker at the halfway line. Looking for help. Gavilanes is his only option. And then he loses possession. That was sloppy from the left winger. Here's Vasquez now. Gets it back. Good little bit of interplay here by Fuego. Can they find a late chance here in the first half? Cerritos. That's a delightful ball for Dai. Dai turns Smith inside. Dai, and it's right at Mazzola. That's a big save by the Greenville keeper. He didn't have to go anywhere, but he was in the right place. Lovely build-up by Fuego. Sheriff Dai with a golden chance there. That's certainly Fuego's best effort of the half. And the first shot on goal tonight. Now a chance here for Labovitz. He's got McKinnon streaking ahead of him. Lots of Fuego players back though too. Labovitz goes on his own. Loses possession in the end to Victor Falk. But the clearance finds Walker. Pilato now. Labovitz was offside. In the channel. Evan Lee. And that will do it. No stoppage time here, except for perhaps 9 or 10 seconds. As we will go to the break here. All tied up. A late chance for Fuego by Sharif Dai. Labovitz with the golden chance for Greenville midway through the half, but neither team able to break through in this one. 0-0. Stick with us. We're back with the halftime highlights, stats, and more. No goals here at the break in Fresno.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to halftime here in Fresno. No goals between Central Valley and Greenville. Well, let's take a look back at week 29. This is our second game of week 30. Obviously, Omaha with a big 4-1 win earlier, but let's take a look back at week 29's highlights. The first one will be from Friday night. Greenville triumph against NoCo. NoCo obviously still battling for that first round bye. Trevor Ammon came into this one with 20 goals. This would be number 21. Yes, he was onside. He checked himself. Jared Mazzola got a piece of it, but Ammon would make it 1-0 Greenville. 1-0 NoCo. And only 4 minutes later, he would double his tally. Get his 22nd on the year. Watch his run on this corner here. He's at the far post right now. Makes this looping run around. Goes to the penalty spot. Back in, boink. Inside, off the post. Off the far post of Mazzola. Big 3 points for NoCo. As Greenville let 3 go away at home. As for North Carolina against Omaha, a top 3 battle here. It will be Rafa Mintigan. Watch him at the back post here. Hanging around, cleaning up the mess. finally bounces to him, and the Brazilian smashes it home. Inside Rashid Nuhu's post. It was in the 12th minute. Both goals in this game would come in the first half. This will be the equalizer. Alabella seems to be involved in everything good lately. De Santos had a hat-trick tonight. Dion Akoff, what a second half of the season he's having as this one gets pulled back to Kiel, and that's a quality finish high into the net. Final in this one, as the two top three teams would share the spoils. 1-1 in Cary. Next, we will go off to Charlotte, North Carolina, American Legion Memorial Stadium. Knoxville really needed the 3 points here. They got a goal in the 19th minute from Jimmy Villalobos. This was a lovely finish in the end with the right-footed volley. That was a skillful goal by Jimmy Villalobos, the former Red Wolf man, but it wasn't to be for Knoxville. For that equalizer in a second, here's another chance. Blocked by Austin Pack. Charlotte trying to stay in that 4th spot. They could have used 3 points here as well. It would just be the 1 point. Jessen van der Ploum, but unfortunately he put it in the back of his own net here. It was in the 58th minute. 1-1 the final there in Charlotte. Let's go to Wisconsin. Madison and Lexington. Madison trying to get things going. It's been a struggle of late for Matt Glazer's men, and that won't, well, he did take the 1-0 lead here, excuse me. Derek Gebhardt. This was the first goal, and it would come in the 65th minute. Lexington, as they seem to do all season, won't go away there. Atis Diouf, what a season for him. Another goal to add to his campaign. He'll stick around for a second season in League One, and will he be off to the championship perhaps? Mauro Cicero will clean things up at the end of this one with that easy header from 7 yards out. That would give Madison the 2-1 lead with 12 minutes to go. But it would be youngster Kimball Jackson, the 19-year-old, with 6 minutes to go to deny Madison what would have been a huge 3 points. Here he is at the far post. Jackson taps it home and earns Lexington a big point on the road. 2 points drop for Madison in their race to make the playoffs. And our final one, Richmond hosting Tormenta. Tormenta needed these 3 points massively, and there's the takedown there on Dutton Knutson. An upward step, Keziah Sterling to give Tormenta the 1-0 lead. Well, that's your week 29 highlights. Stick with us. We'll be back with the highlights of this one from the first half. Fuego 0, Triumph 0.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Let's take a look at your news and notes from around League One. One Spokane Stadium. Take a good look at it online. What a facility that looks like, the future home of Spokane Velocity. Officially open now. As for Omaha, they added Nick Hexum of the alternative rock band 311 to their ownership group, and Trevor Ammon, his 7th brace of the season, to give him 22 goals. That earns him Player of the Week. There's a look at your Team of the Week, led by that man, Trevor Ammon. Nobody from this game on that list, surprisingly. Obviously, both teams losing, so perhaps not so much of a surprise. Let's take a look at your scoreboard. That includes tonight's big win for Omaha. The game was close for a good while, but they really blew it open late. Steven DeSantos with a hat-trick to move Omaha into first place. Lost their 10-game win streak recently, but back on the road here with another win. Here's your upcoming schedule. One game on Friday. Knoxville certainly need to win in that one if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive, hosting Richmond. Then Saturday, North Carolina visits Lexington. Obviously, North Carolina still battling for a top 2 spot. Greenville heading to Chattanooga. That's another big one with playoff implications. All these ones have playoff implications, in fact. Omaha at Tormenta. And then a late game Saturday. Madison at NoCo. We'll stick with us. We're right back with first half highlights from this one. No goals between Fuego and the Triumph.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to halftime here in Fresno. 0-0 between Central Valley and Greenville. Let's take a look at how we got there with our first half highlights. There was some half chances, just the one shot on target. We'll get to that in a minute. First chance in the 20th minute. This free kick would be cleared out towards the edge of the box. Alexis Cerritos with the acrobatic bicycle kick attempt, but a good few yards wide of Jared Mazzola's right-hand post. Only 3 minutes later, Greenville's best chance of the night, perhaps. This one was punched away. We'll go back out to Evan Lee in the channel here. He'd knock it back to Jacob Labovitz. The ball just bounced up a little bit on him. The second-year man couldn't keep it down. Greenville with no shots on target. You see it just bounce up on him at the last second there. Onto the 42nd minute. This was another good chance. Lyle McKinnon with the header here from the Alan Gavilanes cross. 8 yards out. Couldn't put it below the bar of Paul Lewis. And then our one shot on target tonight. Central Valley Fuego. Sharif Dai turns Adam Smith inside out, but puts his left-footed shot right at Jared Mazzola. So that's how we got to this 0-0. As you can see, the shot's pretty close. 5-4 in favor of Greenville, but only the one shot on target so far. And 58% possession for Fuego. Greenville struggling again in that final third. Only had 2 shots on target last week against Noco, or over the weekend, excuse me, against Noco. Still trying to find their first shot on target tonight to test Paul Lewis. We'll see if they make any changes at the break. If they can get this offense going with 3 points, really critical tonight for the triumph. They want to keep this edge over South Georgia Tormentor, who are chasing them in the playoff standings. Also a win to continue to keep their destiny in their hands as regards to the 4th spot. If they win out, Greenville would get that 4th spot over Charlotte. That would give them a home quarterfinal. Let's look at Nico Luque giving some instructions. The Greenville assistant coach took over a couple of times early this season when John Harks was laid up with a blood clot problem in his leg. Good to see Harks fit to make this trip out west. A long one it is too. They had to stop in Denver on the way yesterday. Made it in okay. Again, we'll stop on the way back. On the way to Chattanooga tomorrow, who they will face on Saturday at CHI Memorial. Don't see any immediate changes for the home team. Seems to be the original 11 out there. Out of 31 games this season, Central Valley Fuego have failed to score a first half goal in 24 of them. Not a surprise to see them scoreless at the break. Perhaps a surprise to see them not allow a goal though, as it looks like it will be the same 11 for Greenville as well. Some offensive options on the bench. They do have them. Does John Harks, Lucas Coutinho, Devin Boyce. Recent signing Fernando Garcia, the former FC Tucson man. So plenty of weapons on the bench. Should John Harks at some point in this half decide to throw a little more at it? Meanwhile, Fuego just trying to stop that 4-game slide. And their last win came back on July 15th. Had that great late chance from Sharif Day. Hit right at Jared Mazzola. Last win, July 15th at Charlotte. That was actually a game I did. 2-1 victory. They actually back-to-back wins. They had beat Lexington 2-1 the week before that. But since then, been 9 losses and 3 draws. Excuse me, 4 draws. Just waiting to get back underway here. And there's the whistle from referee Gabriel Champi. Omar Lamous saw him getting forward at times in that first half to good effect. Oof, that's a nasty challenge from Jose Carrera Garcia right into the back of Aaron Walker. And the Greenville players are going to have a word here with the Mexican, as we have our first yellow card of the evening, and it was quite a violent one. Jose Garcia Carrera with no attempt to play the ball whatsoever. It's his 7th yellow card of the season for the captain tonight. Walker is up and walking around. That's good to see. He's had some back problems in the past, has Aaron Walker. Not this season, though. Been relatively healthy. Missed a few games earlier in the season. Missed 8 starts last year with injuries. Only missed 7 games his first 3 seasons. Polak to take the free kick. 10 yards inside his own half. Flicked on by Labovitz. Forced is that Aaron Walker, and he blasts it over. Another golden chance. It was a beautiful flick by Labovitz. Walker with a chance to put their first shot on frame, and they fail again. Watch this flick by Labovitz. It was a lovely run, diagonal run by Walker. The first touch was beautiful. Just couldn't keep it down. And we remain 0-0 here in Fresno. See at the end of this one at Greenville, Rudy's missed chances. Here's Labovitz though. His shot is blocked. It was a lovely ball through by Schultz, who's back on it again. With some options in the middle. His cross attempt is blocked, but he gets it back. Schultz now chips in again. Labovitz is there, as is Walker. Walker drops it back to McKinnon. My. Greenville, will they be ruining these chances? As I said, that's 2 excellent chances early here, at least to put it on net. Forced a save out of Lewis, but they've still yet to do this tonight. It's great work by Schultz. Walker smartly knocked it down from McKinnon, but his left-footed effort never had a chance. Feel the more and more the longer and longer Fuego hang around in this one, the more nervous Greenville are going to get. Jeremy Mazzola really hasn't been troubled much either, except for that one shot on goal by Dai. Schultz again doing good work. Evan Lee, he's got Diaz on his tail, but he finds Gavilanes now. Gets the left-footed cross in. It's a good one. Far post was McKinnon. Drops to Evan Lee, and there is the first shot on target. It comes from the defensive midfielder turned center back, Evan Lee. Good knockdown from McKinnon. The shot is right at Lewis. Good start here to the second half for the Triumph. Yeah, great starts last game to each half, but just faded away. Said it's just about timing and movement in that final third. He said that game against Hailstorm, just a couple of players were off their game. And then the 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes. That was the end of that for the Triumph. Never really got back in it after that. Walker with a toe poke away. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM. A couple of chances early here for the visitors. They look to claim what will be a key 3 points in their game in hand. Some folks in Statesboro, Georgia, I'm sure who are watching this game will be pleased with this score as it stands. Tormenta on a little win streak. Trying to hold on to their title. Not going to give it away easily. That's a delightful ball by Carrera Garcia. Diaz was trying to play the dummy. Fully Moose, but it didn't come off. Now a chance here for Gavilanes. Alan Gavilanes now. Gets the loose ball, but he can't keep it in. Jesse Williams shepherds it out of play for a goal kick. Greenville just looking for that one lucky bounce. Good step there by Smith. Look at aware from Day. Moose. Man from San Jose, California. He's appeared in all 31 games, has Omar Ali Moose. Started all but 4 of them. As Lee finds Walker calmly. Under a bit of pressure he was too. That's a delightful ball for Gavilanes now with a chance to sprint. It's good work back though by Lee Moose. He'll snuff out that chance, but it falls to Pilato. Sloppy there from Pilato. People get away with it though. Fricky will go all the way back to his goalkeeper, Jeremy Mazzola. That's poor from Mazzola though. Now a chance here for Fuego. Sheriff DA, one-on-one with Mazzola now. Ah, it's a big save by Mazzola, making up for his mistake. Good amount of action here in the first 7 minutes of this second half. Mazzola with his second save of the night. Now here comes Gavilanes down the left. His early ball in. Knocked away by Jesse Williams. And out for a corner. Let's another look at that save from Jared Mazzola. DA turned Smith inside out. It's been a menace so far tonight. This time the right-footed shot, but Mazzola got down well. Timed his sprawl nicely. That's certainly a much more difficult save than the first one, although he put himself in that position with the sloppy outlet pass. Pilato. Let's take this corner kick. Gavilanes is the short option again. A ton of space here in the corner at Fresno State. Pilato with the corner. Headed away as far as Tyler Polak. He pokes it back in. It's a shot on goal for Tyler Polak. A rarity. It wasn't intended to be a shot. He was just trying to chip it back in for a man in green. He's got a couple of assists this season, Tyler Polak. Here goes JCG now. It's a foul. And a yellow card on Liam McKinnon, a silly one.
Yellow card has been issued.
From behind, right at the halfway mark. McKinnon's 5th warning of the season. First booking of the night for Greenville, Jose Carrera Garcia, the only man in the book for Fuego. Here's another look at the foul. Carrera Garcia. Evan Lee right there to help him out, McKinnon. That's why a bit of a silly yellow card to take by the youngster. This Fricky backheads this one to Mazzola. Nate Schultz and acres of space here. Surveying his options. He's got McKinnon inside him as well as Pilato. Schultz still with it. Drops it back to Pilato. He goes back to Schultz now. A chance to get the first time right foot across, and he does. McKinnon's there, as is Labovitz! Well, if the goal was 12 by 12 instead of 8 by 8, it would be 3-0 Greenville. But unfortunately, it's not. Another chance goes begging for the visitors. Nate Schultz has been involved in a lot of the good things tonight for Greenville. Down here is Jesse Williams. Slowly making his way back to his feet. The USL is celebrating Hispanic Latino Heritage Month with stories, events, and more, bringing to life this special celebration across the league. Go to uslsoccer.com/Hispanic-heritage to learn more. Greenville now with an XG of 0.82. None of their chances have been particularly easy ones, but they've certainly been ones that you would expect a professional soccer player to put on target more often than not. They just haven't done that tonight. Here's Walker now. He was the culprit on one of them. Gavilanes. Walker. Out wide to Lee. He's got Gavilanes making a run. There it is. Gavilanes pulls it back. McKinnon off the bar. Still in play and grabbed by Lewis. Is it going to be one of those nights for Greenville? Doing everything but putting the ball in the back of the net. It's been a much better performance here in the second half for John Harkes' men. Lovely ball in the channel for Gavilanes. The pullback's there, and McKinnon blasts it off the bar. Lewis was well beaten. This game somehow remains 0-0. same old story of late for Greenville. At least they're producing chances tonight, but they just can't put it in the back of the net. Now a chance here for Fuego. Dai slips inside to Cerritos. Just can't get it out from under his feet to get a shot away. Polak was there as well as Smith. Cerritos should perhaps have done better there. Man of his quality. It's Dai again. He's caused all sorts of havoc. It was a lovely ball. Just couldn't get the ball back from under his feet. Smith did a good job of being in the vicinity, putting Cerritos off. Here's Limus. Much faster pace here to this first 13 minutes of this second half. Ross Davenport with you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hopefully those of you on the East Coast are still awake. I wouldn't blame you if you took a nap at halftime after that first half, but things have been much improved here after the break. Cerritos. Zach Kwamo goes back to Cerritos. He swings it wide for Limus. Gavilanes over to pays him some attention, and it does come off Gavilanes. And out for a corner, only the second of the night for the home team. Corner brought to you by El Mexicano.
Number 8, Victor. That's over to take the corner of the Fuego.
Victor Falk will be the man to take the set piece. .11 shots now for Greenville. Still just the one on target. Referee wants the ball a little closer to the line. Victor Falk having a good chat with the assistant referee on this near side. Delivery from Falk's a good one. Header was down by Deleuze off a Greenville player, and out for another El Mexicano corner.
Sponsored by El Mexicano brand Mexican food. They're sponsoring our corner kicks this season.
Falk will take it once again. This time it'll be an in-swinger. Third corner for the home team. Okay, not a ton of room here. This time he's having a chat with the security guard, trying to move the hoarding. Here's the ball in. Bouncing around and in! A complete mess of it by Greenville, and Alexis Cerritos makes it 1-0. Another set piece goal given up by the Triumph. Cerritos with his 9th of the season here in the 61st minute. Here's a look at the delivery from Falk. It was a decent one. Nobody from Greenville got ahead on it, just pinged around, and there's Cerritos 2 or 3 yards out to poke it home. A frustrating goal given away by Greenville, especially with all the chances they've had. Fans here in Fresno and some fans in Statesboro celebrating that goal. Well, we thought perhaps Greenville would come to rue all those missed chances. Fuego just hung around, taking advantage of some poor defending by the Triumph as the smoke rises here at Fresno State University. And that will prompt our first substitution of the night. In comes Tevin Shaw and Devin Boyce. Out go Tyler Polak and Liam McKinnon. So Tevin Shaw will slot in at left back. Normally a defensive midfielder by trade. Aaron Walker goes right through the back, but he gets the foul. All right, I'll take it. So McKinnon and Polak out. Shaw and Boyce in. So Boyce will also be a straight swap. Sit just behind Jacob Lavovitz, as Liam McKinnon did. Boyce, the former Omaha man, he's started the season in the 11 quite a bit, but has found himself on the bench of late. Here's Nate Schultz as Greenville look to get back into this one. Schultz now, trying to create something. Drops it back for Tevin Shaw. Out to Boyce. Poked away by Williams. Boyce missed some time with a hamstring injury earlier this season. This one's hooked away. Only as far as Jamie Smith, though. He might think about having a crack from there and does. Wasn't the greatest of contacts, though. Evan Lee loses possession. Good header win there by Brandon Frick. Back to Tevin Shaw. Another man who's been dealing with injuries all throughout this season. He's missed 10 games this season. Almost a third of them injured. Smith now. The Alliance won't keep that one in play. Still just the one shot on goal for the Triumph. Tevin Shaw trying to change that. Lays it off for Schultz. Schultz onto his left foot. Shoots, but tamely. It's an easy stop for Lewis. Greenville only have one win this season when conceding the opening goal. 8 losses, 4 draws. So 0-3-3 away from home when conceding the opener. One shot on target so far was courtesy of Evan Lee. There's going to be a foul there on Labovitz. You have to wonder whether Leo Castro would put away any of these decent chances Greenville have had tonight. Missing this evening the veteran Colombian due to yellow card accumulation. Shots total for Greenville, 7 for Fuego. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. Free to play. Download now. That's eFootball 2024. So I assume that means you'll be able to play as North Carolina FC next season. Here is the goal scorer, Alexis Cerritos. Out wide for Diaz. Over to the overlapping Lemus. Good cross in! That one could have gone anywhere off Jamie Smith. In the end, it was a great clearance. After a bright start to this half, it's been all Fuego here over the last 5 minutes since the goal. Smoke still lingering. Good 5 minutes after the goal by Alexis Cerritos. Evan Lee. It's the one shot on target for Greenville, as I mentioned. Now Devin Boyce. Fresh legs. Cuts back inside. And just gives it away poorly. Here's Tevin Shaw now. 6 caps for Jamaica, Tevin Shaw. His voice now. Out to Schultz. Pilato. Got Lee inside him. Instead, fires it across to Shaw. Now taking himself, Tevin Short. Lays it back to Gavilanes. Left-footed cross, bounces off Boyce and then off Lee and out for a Fuego goal kick as we approach the halfway mark here in the second half from Fresno. Central Valley Fuego 1, Greenville 0. 61st minute goal by Alexis Cerritos. The assist will go to Sharif Dai. His first assist of the season, obviously missed a chunk of time, didn't come in until late August due to that knee injury. It's good interplay here between Walker. Pass just got away from Gavilanes, but it will be a Greenville throw. Boyce keeps it in. Head to Gavilanes. Triple team there. Walker now. Lets it go for Shaw. Back to Walker. Swinging over. Jamie Smith again. Well, he was looking for the first time pass for Gavilanes. Couldn't connect though. It was a good slide in the end by Brandon Fricke. Sort of one of those FIFA slides. Just hoping to get in the way. That's exactly what he did. Here's Gavilanes again. Fuego know exactly how dangerous he can be. No foul though. It's then shanked out of play by David Diaz. Greenville looks to go quickly. Pilato now. He's got Walker in the channel. Here he is. Little back heel. Back to Pilato. The cross is in. The back post is Jamie Smith. It's off the line, but then it's panged in by Jacob Labovitz. And we're all tied up. Not sure who they're going to give credit to, but it won't matter. John Harkes won't care. The Triumph have tied things up here. Their patience finally pays off. There's a lovely bit of interplay here. Walker and Pilato. It's a delightful 1-2. Cross came in. Labovitz was there. Smith. I think that might go to Labovitz. Smith wanted it. No matter the scorer is what matters, and it's 1-1.
Coming off the pitch will be number 24.
I'll let you know who they officially give it to. I don't think it was over the line when Labovitz smashed it home. But Smith did all the hard work, as did Pilato and Walker. That's going to prompt a substitute here for Edison Gonzalez. Onto the pitch comes number 7, Mohamed Dabo. Started 23 games this season. Comes off the bench tonight. Can play center back or center mid. We'll see where he lines up. Greenville now with all the momentum. Jacob Labovitz. Beaten for pace though by Jesse Williams, and he'll shepherd it out for a goal kick.
Goal kick. Fuego.
Dabo will replace Sheriff Dai. See if that prompts a formation change from Edison Gonzalez. Here's Lemus. It's a good poke by Shaw. Labovitz. Well, he thought he won that one shoulder to shoulder, but referee Champy disagreed. As Williams goes down, John Harkes is incensed. Let's take another look at it here. He may have caught him slightly from behind. Williams certainly got there first. It's a question of where the contact was made. Looks like Dabo will go to his traditional defensive midfielder spot. Here comes Fuego again. Vasquez was waiting to swing away, have a go at that one, but now here comes Boyce. Greenville with a chance to break here. Aaron Walker looking for some options. Oh, Labovitz was there, but he lost his footing. A couple of yards inside the box. As a result, it's out for a Fuego throw. The USL League One playoffs are nearly here. You can catch all the action on ESPN Plus beginning October 20th. And the season concludes with the USL League One final November 5th on ESPN2. Walker. Schultz. Only Victor Falk between him and the penalty box. Nate Schultz. He's had an active night tonight. Has Nate Schultz. And he earns his team a corner here. The goal for now has gone to Jamie Smith. The assist from Labovitz. It's Jamie Smith's second goal of the season. Both with his head. Labovitz's first assist. Gavilanes to take this corner. It's a good delivery. Shaw is there. If that got past Falk, Labovitz was waiting to pounce. It's going to be a free kick. As Jamie Smith goes down. He's looking for the free kick himself. Brandon Fricke, is he going to get his first yellow card of the season? And it will be. Brandon Fricke finally ends up in the book this season, and it's for dissent of all things. So the clean sheet of yellow cards is over. Well, shoulder to shoulder to me. But referee champion's a lot closer than I am. Another substitution for the home team. Billy Forbes on for David Diaz. Forbes, who had started the last 3 games before tonight. Off the bench in this one with about 15 minutes to go, plus stoppage. Fricke wins the battle here with that aforementioned Billy Forbes. He's looking for Gavilanes, headed away. Another good step by Tevin Shaw. Looks pretty comfortable there at left center back in this 3-back formation. Forbes with a couple of assists to his name. The 32-year-old from Turks and Caicos, 120 USL Championship appearances. 3 different spells with San Antonio. Dabo drops it off for Carrera Garcia, who's had a quiet second half. He's barely been involved. Cerritos out wide. That cross is not where it was intended to be. It'll be a goal kick for the Triumph.
Goal kick. Greenville Triumph.
2 goals in the space of 8 minutes here in the second half. Alexis Cerritos in the 61st. Jamie Smith in the 69th. And that has us here tied at 1. Greenville have had 10 shots in the second half to Fuego's 4. XG for Greenville alone in the second half is 1.45. Had some golden opportunities in the first 15 minutes that they couldn't put away. Alexis Cerritos made them pay, but Greenville have tied things up here. Can they find a late winner? The 3rd straight game, Central Valley have given up a lead. Knocking it about comfortably at the back here. Deleuze. Ball was looking for Falk, but didn't find him. Boyce now. Just slightly off target for Labovitz, but it comes back to Boyce. Labovitz now. Back to Boyce. Good foot in there by Deleuze, but he might lose possession. That's beautiful by Gavilanes. He's got Labovitz wide open. He finds him, and it's 2-1, but is Labovitz offside? No, he's not. And it's 2-1 Triumph. Jacob Labovitz gets the start. And now has a goal and an assist to his name. But talk about the work by Alan Gavilanes. It's his team leading 8th assist. What a sliding tackle. Lamousse was just a little too casual. Let's take a look at it here. It was a heavy first touch And a second heavy first touch, and Gavilanes, what a play. Labovic may have been behind the ball. Thus the no offside call. And the Triumph have come back from a 1-0 deficit to take the 2-1 lead here in the 78th. Goal officially in the 77th. Labovic with his 5th tally of the season. Alan Gavilanes, what a season he's had. Really come on here in his 3rd campaign with the Triumph. Always a menace down the wing, never gives up. And that goal certainly has to go, all credit to him really. Labovic was there for the finish, but Alan Gavilanes should really get an assist and a half for that one. The man out of Marist. 13 bunch of starts now in a row for Gavilanes. He was in and out the lineup a little bit mid-season. Well, he's really embraced this wing-back role. Now contributed to goals in his last 3 away games in League One. 1 goal, 2 assists. Fuego giving up a lead yet again. And there's a lovely ball over the top to Labovic again. Double teamed. Just loses track of the ball. It goes all the way through to Lewis. Triumph looked like a much different team in the second half. Now 12 shots, 4 on target, after only having 5 shots total in the first half, all off target. Here's Gavilanes, the man with the assist tonight. Excuse me, with the goal. As down goes Evan Lee. Well, Greenville haven't stopped play just yet. Now, the Evan boys will knock it out. Evan Lee is down, clutching his right leg. Perhaps a bit of cramp. Aaron Walker comes over to help. Well, this game was sort of cruising along at a relatively slow pace until the hour mark. And then now 3 goals in the last 17 minutes. Evan Lee is certainly feeling some cramp here. John Harkes does have some options here. He could move Tevin Shaw into that defensive midfield spot if Lee can't continue. Perhaps bring on Daniel Wu or Noah Frankie off the bench. Chance for some hydration for the Greenville players, though, as Carrera Garcia wants a piece of the Greenville water. So Evan Lee will have to go off. See what Fuego do with the throw. Greenville did knock it out of play. One of those tough ones because Victor Falk doesn't want to give it back to Greenville inside his own final third, but he also doesn't want to go back the other way down the field. Maybe he'll just go back to his keeper. I'll give it to Greenville in their own half. Maybe Carrera Garcia will just knock it downfield. See, as Evan Lee tries to stretch out that calf. He's worked hard tonight. Lee's had a couple of chances. Had the one first shot on goal for Greenville. As Carrera Garcia does give it back to the visitors. Good sportsmanship there from the captain. Fuego have given up 12 goals now in the last 15 minutes of games. That's the 3rd most in USL League One. Interestingly, Union Omaha lead that category with 15 goals allowed after the 75th minute. Seem to be doing okay though despite that. Labovic was looking for the flick for Gavilanes, but it finds him anyway. Gavilanes now with the left-footed strike. Oh, it's a beautiful save by Lewis. He had to get down quickly. It was a pure strike from Gavilanes. Lewis had to sprawl to his left and palm that one away. Here's another look at it here as Gavilanes continues to be a menace down this left side. He caught that one well. Lewis at full stretch. Just over 8 minutes remaining here. Ross Devonport with you. Greenville with a 2-1 lead over Central Valley. Come back from 1-0 down. What a massive 3 points this would be if Greenville can hold on here. Gavilanes with the corner, left-footed. Bouncing around, Fricky was there, but couldn't keep it down. Maybe a goal kick for Fuego. Jesse Williams. Alexos Cerritos' opener in the 61st, answered by goals from Jamie Smith and Jacob Labovitz. Labovitz with the goal and assist on the night now. Certainly our player to keep an eye on tonight with the absence of Leo Castro out with the yellow card suspension. And Labovitz has stepped up in a big way. Had a quiet first half. They did have a couple of half chances in that flurry of first half chances by Greenville that they couldn't put on target. Here's Labovitz this time. Shrugs off the challenge from Williams. Labovitz towards the edge of the box, shoots early. And that one wasn't far away from Lewis's right-hand post. Lewis wasn't even interested in diving, and it was a lot closer than I think he perhaps thought it was. Now Labovitz is down. He's running his socks off tonight, something Leo Castro does, as many opposing coaches have told me. Castro loves to come back and help out defensively, so now Labovitz down. Perhaps that has John Harkes thinking about making another substitution. Do have Fernando Garcia available. Off the bench, also Lucas Coutinho. Well, Fernando Garcia is certainly more of a forward. Looks like Labovitz will be making his way off, as we did have a Fuego substitution there while Labovitz was making his way off.
Going off the pitch is number 8, Aaron Walker.
As you can see that Lucas Coutinho is on the pitch. So Coutinho on for Labovitz. Leaving Greenville without a true striker now. Just needs some fresh legs of Coutinho, perhaps just to chase things around. Walker's still running around like a young man out there that just came off the bench, although he certainly isn't that. Fuego substitution was Jordan Chavez coming on for Omar Lemus. So Chavez in for Lemus. Oh, it's a lovely touch by Shaw, but he put it into the danger area now. Fuego. Fricky stands his ground, big and tall. Knocks it away from Billy Forbes. Coutinho now lays it off for Walker. Back to Coutinho. Head to Walker. Can he get there before Lewis? No, he can't. Lewis on his horse. Grabs it a yard or two inside his own box. Aaron Walker certainly stepped up his game tonight. Substituted early in that game against Noco. Uncharacteristically, here's Forbes. He goes long to the far side. Good aerial duel win by Schultz. Boyce now. You'll notice that when Boyce came in, the intensity of this Greenville performance really picked up. He does bring that energy off the bench. Does Devin Boyce. Gets all over the pitch. Can Fuego find an equalizer though and continue the chaos around the playoff line? Here's DeLuce. Williams. Looking for Chavez. Jordan Chavez started 21 games this season. He's an unused sub the last couple of games. This ball comes in, looking for Forbes, and it finds him. Shaw closes him down. It's good footwork by Billy Forbes. Looking to take on Gavilanes now. Gets the cross in. Smashed away by Boyce, but only as far as Williams.
Offside violation. Against the Fuego.
Offside call here. Jared Mazzola will take his time to restart this one. 3 minutes remaining in the 90. Greenville were down 1-0 at the hour mark, but have clawed their way back into this one. Now lead 2-1. As things stand, they would be only 2 points behind the Charlotte Independents with a game in hand for that 4th spot. Could Greenville somehow find themselves with a home quarterfinal? They've yet to clinch themselves a playoff spot, though. Greenville's magic number would be 2 if this lead holds. Fuego aren't ready to give up just yet, though. Billy Forbes now. That's beautiful again from Tevin Shaw. He's shown his versatility tonight as the man from Jamaica. Now he goes on a run of his own. He's out of position, but Gavalanis is back there helping him out. Walker in acres of space. He's got Gavalanis on the overlap. He finds him. Gavalanis take this to the corner. No, he won't. He goes down under the challenge from Williams, and that will be a free kick. I mentioned Greenville's magic number would be 2 after this. So they would just need a win in either of their final 2 matches or 2 draws. Or if Tormenta fails to win either of their last 2 games, Greenville would clinch. They have 5 points clear of Tormenta, both teams with 2 matches remaining. Greenville would also have the extra win over Tormenta here, if they can hold on. As Noah Pilato comes over for some order. Double fisted. Greenville taking the time with this free kick as we enter the last minute of the 90 here in Fresno. Oh, not sure where the referee's off to. So we may have somebody else down in the middle of the park. It is a Greenville player. And it looks like Nate Schultz.
Every time on the field, and as they're doing that, looks like we'll have some substitutions for the Greenville Triumph.
Don't forget, one game on Friday night. That's a big one for One Knoxville, as they host the Richmond Kickers. Knoxville will need a win there to stay alive in the playoff race. A win would move them within 3 points of Madison for that 6th playoff spot. As Noah Frankie is coming on.
Noah Frankie coming off as number 22.
There's off limps Nate Schultz. Coutinho chats with the crowd here at Fresno State. His 8th sub-appearance of the season for Greenville. He had 4 goals in his first 8 appearances this season, but only 1 since for Lucas. Certainly be plenty of stoppage time added at the end of this one.
Stoppage time has been announced as 7 minutes.
We will have 7 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this second half here. Gavalanis goes back to Shaw, who just hoofs it into the air. This one will go out for a Greenville throw on the far side. Noah Frankie on. It's been starting a good amount of late at that wing-back spot on the right side. Perhaps the one open spot still remaining up for grabs for John Harkes is that right side wing-back. Zico Cerritos, certainly one man that can change a game in a heartbeat. Tormenta fans will be hoping he does so. Here's Dabo. Out wide to Deleuze, excuse me. Billy Forbes, will he get the better of Shaw this time? No, he won't. That's Tevin Shaw. That's an accidental challenge there. Shaw takes one in the face on the slide, but he's right back up. Jesse Williams. Out right to Cromwell. There's Left-footed cross is nodded down. Fritos flicks it on. Boyce is there, as is Pilato. Coutinho brings it down under control. Finds Frankie. That's sloppy from Frankie, though. John Harkes will not be happy with that pass by Frankie. Didn't cost him in the end, but it's given away possession. 2.5 minutes into this extra 7 at the end of 90 here. Greenville trying to hold on for a massive 3 points that would put them that much closer to clinching a playoff spot. Here's Zahir Vasquez. Walker with the tackle, but it falls to the feet of Forbes. Lays it off to Chavez. It's a good challenge by Pilato, though. Will be offside or off? Hand was up for indirect free kick. I'm not sure what for, perhaps for the handball. So it will be a free kick here, and more importantly, several seconds off this clock. Greenville's remaining 2 games. At Chattanooga on Saturday night. And their finale will be at home against Lexington on the 14th. If they can hold on, he'll only be 2 points behind the Charlotte Independents, who have just 1 game remaining. And that will come next Saturday on the 14th against Tormenta. So Charlotte will have to watch this upcoming weekend, and they could lose 4th place as they do so. Greenville will remain in control of their own destiny when it comes to that 4th place. If they win their last 2 games, they secure a 4th and a home quarterfinal, perhaps against those Charlotte Independents. Still so much to play for, though. Fuego aren't done here yet, although that wasn't a great pass there. Gavilanes, you see the size difference between him and Jordan Chavez. He's never going to win that physical battle. Cromwell. Cerritos. Into the box. Walker challenges. Oh, and he's given a free kick. The contact was outside the box, apparently. Been some interesting decisions tonight by referee Champy, and that was the latest of them. Let's take another look here on the replay. Walker was there, as was Cerritos. I thought Walker got a foot in there. Victor Falk, he can strike them from here. Can he pull out a piece of magic here and tie this game up? It's on the right side for the right footer. Doesn't have a goal to his name this season yet. Victor Falk seems to be asking for 10 yards. The referee will put his mark down, I assume. As Falk tees the ball up. Looks like 4 on the wall for Jared Mazzola, as well as a player in a clear offside position there in Francois Deleuze. Here's the strike from Falk, and it's a good save, or did it come off the stanchion? Either way, it didn't go in. Fuego still have it here in the dangerous area. Now it's headed away by Gavilanes. We'll get a look at that hopefully in a minute. Let's see if that was a save from Mazzola or if it hit the stanchion. Great strike from Falk. Fuego still with it here. So we enter the final minute of the 7. Can they find an equalizer? Not this time. Lucas Coutinho with the fresh legs chasing this one down. Great tackle there by Victor Falk. Cromwell lumps it in. Mazzola is there to claim. He'll waste a few more seconds here. Let's take another look at this strike by Victor Falk. Did Mazzola get a touch on it? Oh, I can't really tell from that angle either. If it was a superb save from the Greenville goalie, who's been robbed of some save of the week opportunities over the last couple of weeks. Fuego, do they have time for one more chance? We're past the 7 minutes. And they won't. With a Greenville triumph. Go all the way to the West Coast and pick up a massive 3 points in the playoff race to inch closer and closer to clinching a postseason spot. Now 2 points behind the Charlotte Independents for fourth with a game in hand. Here's a look at your save of the match, brought to you by American Business Machines. It was a great strike by Gavilanes. Paul Lewis got down well, stretched out to his left and palmed that one away. Again, that's your save of the match, brought to you by American Business Machines. Your man of the match and your play of the match comes from the same person. Alexis Cerritos, the goal scorer tonight for Fuego in the 60th minute as he cleaned up the mess here after the corner inside the Greenville 6-yard box. Once again, Fuego couldn't hold on to a lead. Again, your man of the match and the play of the match brought to you by American Business Machines. But once again, Fuego blow a lead for a third straight game as they remain rooted to the bottom of the League One standings. But as you mentioned, Greenville now up to 2 points behind the Charlotte Independents, who are in fourth. But Greenville have a game in hand. They will get that game in hand Saturday night at Chattanooga. A win there would jump them into fourth, ahead of the Independents, who won't play again until October 14th. Stick with us, we'll be right back with full-time highlights from this one. Your final score, Greenville 2, Central Valley 1.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to Fresno. Full time here as the Greenville Triumph take a big 2-1 road victory over Central Valley Fuego. Only the second time they've come back for a victory this season after being down 1-0. Let's take a look at your full-time highlights, how we got here. Off to a slow start this one. First half wasn't the name to write home about. In the 61st minute, once again Greenville gets scored upon from a set piece. It's a corner again as they failed to deal with this one. DeLuce was in there. It was Cerritos who pounced to give the home team a 1-0 lead just past the hour mark. Came off DA as well, who would get the assist in the end. But 8 minutes later, it would be Jamie Smith. Pilato and Walker here with a lovely bit of interplay. A little 1-2. Brings up Pilato for the cross. The back heel from Walker was delightful. The flick from Lavovitz, the header by Smith. Lavovitz would get to it, but not after it crossed the line. Jamie Smith's second goal of the season would tie things up in the 69th. Greenville were much better after the break and probably deserved the tying goal. And then 8 minutes later again, it would be the game winner from Jacob Lavovitz as Alan Gavilanes does all the hard work here. Catches Lamuse napping a little bit. Gavilanes finds a wide open Lavovitz, who knocks it home. Goal and an assist for the second-year man out of Virginia Tech. Filling in for the suspended Leo Castro tonight, and what a job by Lavovitz. 6 shots on the night the most by a Triumph player this season. They just couldn't find the target early, but found it late. 19 shots for the Triumph, only 5 of them on target. 2 of them found the back of the net, and those are the difference tonight as Greenville move within 2 points of the Charlotte Independents, who are in 4th place. Well, thanks for joining me tonight for this one. Thanks to my production crew behind the scenes. The Greenville Triumph come all the way to the West Coast and pick up a massive 3 points in the playoff race. They haven't clinched the spot yet, but they're also only 2 points behind the Independents now. Another game coming here Friday night in week 30. My name is Ross Davenport. Thanks for joining me tonight. Have a good one.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.